From Dhaka, this is Tahmeena Nupur and you are watching BSS News. 2 more die in Milestone crash. Death toll rises to 35. The United Nations adopts Bangladesh's resolution on the culture of peace. Chief Election Commissioner voices cautions against AI threat ahead of elections. State structure must be reformed through democratic process, says Bangladesh Nationalist Party Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Alamgir. United Nations chief blasts lack of compassion for Palestinians in Gaza. Now let's go for the details. 2 more die in Milestone crash. Death toll rises to 35. The death toll from the devastating jet crash at Milestone School and College in the capital's Uttara has risen to 35. 2 more lives, including a child, were lost this morning, 26 July, both succumbing to severe burn injuries. 13-year-old student Zarif breathed his last at 9:10 in the intensive care unit of the National Institute of Burn and Plastic Surgery. Just an hour later, at 10:15 a.m., Masuma, a 38-year-old support staff of the school, also died in the same facility. She had been fighting with 90% burns. Residential surgeon of the institute, Dr. Shaun bin Rahman, confirmed that Zarif suffered 40% of burns. With these tragic losses, the hospital-wide death toll now stands at 17 at the National Institute of Burn and Plastic Surgery, 15 at Combined Military Hospital Dhaka, 1 at Dhaka Medical College Hospital and 1 at Shohid Mansur Ali Medical College Hospital. Director of the National Institute of Burn and Plastic Surgery, Professor Dr. Nasir Uddin, said at a press briefing on Friday afternoon that 4 to 5 victims will soon be discharged as their conditions have improved. Currently, 38 survivors are still undergoing treatment at the institute. 3 of them remain in critical condition in the intensive care unit. The horrific incident occurred on Monday, 21st July around 1 p.m. when an F-87 fighter jet of the Bangladesh Air Force crashed into a 2-storied building of Milestone School and College moments after takeoff. The United Nations adopts Bangladesh's resolution on culture of peace. The United Nations General Assembly has once again endorsed Bangladesh's global leadership on peace. On Thursday, 24 July in New York, the General Assembly adopted Bangladesh's flagship resolution, follow-up to the Declaration and Program of Action on a Culture of Peace. Backed by 96 member states, this resolution received strong cross-regional support. Bangladesh's permanent representative introduced the resolution, firmly emphasizing that building a culture of peace is no longer optional, it is necessity in a world facing rising conflict and a growing empathy deficit. Originally initiated by Bangladesh in 1999, this resolution promotes core human values such as diversity, tolerance, solidarity, and non-violence, according to a press release received today, 26 July. It is not just a declaration, it is a blueprint, a global framework to advance peace through education, dialogue, and cooperation. Chief Election Commissioner voices cautions against artificial intelligence threat ahead of elections. Chief Election Commissioner AMM Nasir on today, 26 July, warned about artificial intelligence-based threats ahead of the upcoming general elections. He said the Election Commission is alert and prepared to face any such risk. He made the remarks while speaking to the reporters before a meeting with Khulna Divisional Election officials at the Khulna Regional Election Commissioner office. The Chief Election Commissioner said the main challenge is to restore voter confidence and ensure their return to the polling centers. He also mentioned that ensuring participation of women voters remains a significant concern. He expressed hope that law enforcement agencies will launch nationwide operations to recover illegal arms and control criminal activities ahead of the polls. He added that the Election Commission is working to hold a free, fair, impartial, and credible election. He said their activities will be conducted transparently and that nothing would happen behind closed doors. He warned that if they failed, future generations will question them. State structure must be reformed through democratic process, says Bangladesh Nationalist Party Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Alamgir. Bangladesh Nationalist Party Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Alamgir on Saturday 26 July said the state structure must be reformed through a democratic process. He made the remarks at a book launch event held in Dhaka. The Bangladesh Nationalist Party Secretary General said the current state and economic frameworks must be changed, but added that such reforms would take time. He stated that the dreams of the people have been suppressed over the past 15 years, and the economy, politics, and democratic systems have been destroyed due to lack of accountability. He said the Bangladesh Nationalist Party is demanding an election for logical reasons. He added that Shahid President Ziaur Rahman had introduced major reforms, but those have been reversed by the present government. He also rejected the proportional representation system proposed by some parties, saying it does not reflect the will of the people. He said the people wants leaders they can connect with, which is not possible under the proportional representation system. Mirza Fakhrul Alamgir expressed concern about the possible impact of new trade tariffs imposed by the United States. He said the tariffs pose a serious threat to Bangladesh's economy and called for discussions among political parties to address the issue. United Nations chief blasts lack of compassion for Palestinians in Gaza. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has strongly criticized the international community for ignoring the growing starvation in Gaza. He called it a moral crisis that challenges the global conscience. He made the remarks on Friday 25 July through a video link while addressing Amnesty International's Global Assembly. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres said he could not explain the level of indifference and inaction by many in the international community. He noted a lack of compassion, truth, and humanity in response to the crisis. He added that this is not just a humanitarian emergency but a moral failure. He said the United Nations would continue to speak out at every opportunity. Guterres demanded an immediate and permanent ceasefire, the release of all hostages, and full humanitarian access. He said the United Nations is ready to scale up aid operations if a ceasefire is reached. French President Emmanuel Macron said Thursday 24 July that his country would formally recognize a Palestinian state during a United Nations meeting in September, the most powerful European nation to announce such a move. So far, at least 142 countries have recognized or announced plans to recognize Palestinian statehood. While France would be the most significant European power to recognize a Palestinian state, others have hinted they could do the same. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer said he would hold a call on Friday with his counterparts in Germany and France to discuss efforts to stop the ongoing fighting. He stated that a ceasefire would lead towards the recognition of a Palestinian state. Norway, Spain, Ireland, and Slovenia had already announced their recognition of Palestinian statehood following the outbreak of the Gaza conflict, along with several other non-European nations. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez, whose country already recognizes the Palestinian state, welcomed President Macron's announcement. He said that the international community must come together to protect the two-state solution, which he described as the only viable path forward. However, the announcement has divided the international opinion. On one side, countries like the United States and Israel have strongly opposed the decision, calling it reckless and a reward for terror. On the other side, nations such as Spain, Ireland, Norway, Saudi Arabia, and the Palestinian leadership have welcomed the decision of recognizing Palestinian state, calling the decision a historic step toward justice and lasting peace. That's all for today. For more information, visit bssnews.net. Thanks for watching.